So this song began with just the simple idea that I love ninths. And as a guitarist, you play a lot of power chords. And then I'm like, what if I got the ninth by stacking two fifths, my two power chords? And I just fell in love with the sound. And then the whole progression of was born from that. And that became the foundation of the song. It ended up being the end of the song, so I had to write the whole song backwards. But everything came from this idea. And at the time I was also learning to play six stop, which is on the soundtrack for Spirited Away, on piano, and it had the same sort of idea where it's these nice spaced out chords and just beautiful intervals. And I particularly tried to think like a pianist when I was writing this song instead of a guitarist, and I think the results were beautiful. I began writing this song during an emotional time in my life. I had been living with these roommates who had become my best friends, and we were so close, and then suddenly in the semester our friendships started falling apart, and it felt like no matter how hard I tried, it just wasn't enough. And every day I came home to my apartment, which used to be a home, and I felt so isolated. And everything else was going right at the time, which was more mind-boggling for me. Like, I was finally coming into, yes, I'm a musician, I'm gonna do this. I was excelling in school, I was writing music, it was going well, and yet every day I came home and I was so incredibly lonely. So the following semester I had to study abroad in Spain, and while I was there, my laptop got stolen, and it had all of my music on it. And not only my laptop, but also my backup. So I lost everything. And I was able to recover all the other songs I had written one way or another, except this one song. All I had was an MP3 I had sent someone, luckily, through an email, and it hadn't expired yet. So I had to save the MP3 and completely transcribe my whole entire song, which was so incredibly frustrating because I hate transcribing. I had already written it. I was mad I had to do it again, and then I couldn't quite get the parts right, and even now that it finished, first of all, it took about a year to finally get everything like, yep, I think that's right, I think the guitar part's right, that's the chord I played, but even still, some of the string parts aren't exactly what I had written. So it was hard to come to terms and learn to love this new version of the song. Because of everything I had gone through while I was writing this song to then losing it, it became very near and dear to my heart, more so than any other piece I had written. And this was actually only the second thing I had ever tried to write. Before, I exclusively thought of myself as a metal guitarist. I never thought I would write anything. And then I started writing, and this came out, and I remember thinking, this is beautiful. I'm not just a guitarist, I'm a composer. And the title for the song at the time was called Moving Forward. And it kind of represented my outlook on the situation I had gone through with my roommates. There was nothing else I could do. I tried my best. It's just time to put it in the past and move forward. But that never felt quite right. So when I was renaming all of the songs to go with the theme of my album, The Earth Still Breathes, the title Ashes came up. And I actually pulled this from my favorite book. It was a chapter title. And each chapter title represents a gate that you need to pass through to enter this garden of life. And, I thought ashes was just so perfect because at first glance, ashes represent sorrow. They represent the remnants of destruction. But when you look closer, ashes promote growth. Ashes are fertile, and ashes mean new beginnings.